Archangel Michael says, "The moment you are about to enter now has been building silently behind the scenes, shaping itself around your destiny with a force stronger than anything that tried to block it." The air around this revelation carries a quiet thunder, holding a truth that has waited patiently to rise in front of you in its full, undeniable form. A shift you never saw coming has already begun. And the signs of this change now move toward you like a wave carrying everything you once prayed for. Each moment that passes now holds a message that is trying to reach the deepest part of your spirit, urging you to prepare for a chapter designed to restore what was taken from you. This moment carries a weight you can feel but cannot fully describe. A weight that wraps itself around your heart with a mix of anticipation and release. In this new unfolding, the path that was once clouded becomes painfully clear, revealing what needed to end so your destiny could finally begin. Your special person stands in a place where everything that once blinded them has finally collapsed, leaving them face to face with what was real all along. Their heart carries a truth they can no longer outrun. A truth that whispers your name with a softness that feels like home after a long storm. Something within them has cracked open, allowing clarity to flood in the way light breaks into a dark room with unstoppable force. You are entering the chapter where everything hidden begins to reveal itself at the perfect pace your spirit can handle. The wrong woman they held on to. The wrong story they fed themselves. The wrong energy they allowed has finally fallen away like dry leaves that can no longer cling to the branch. They see now what they couldn't see before. And the weight of that realization pulls them toward you with a power they can no longer resist. Amen. 333. A silent transformation has taken root inside them, pushing them to confront every lie that kept them tangled in a path that was never meant to be theirs. This awakening inside them didn't happen softly. It happened suddenly, like a door slamming open in the wind, demanding to be noticed. Their spirit has been shaken awake. And every part of them now understands what they are losing if they don't return to the place their heart has always belonged. Every moment they spent with the wrong woman drained something essential from them. Something they never realized they were giving away until the emptiness became too loud to ignore. The connection they forced themselves to protect has revealed itself as an illusion that only survived because they were afraid to face the truth. Now that the illusion has shattered, what remains is the undeniable pull toward the one soul who never left their heart. Even when distance tried to rewrite their story, you stand on the edge of a powerful turning point where your patience, your heart, your quiet strength begins to return to you in a way you never expected. The universe has been rearranging their emotions, removing every distraction that once clouded their choices, leaving only the clarity that points directly back to you. This moment marks the beginning of their return, not as the same person who left, but as someone who has been stripped down to the truth they avoided for far too long. A chain reaction has begun around them, pushing every false attachment out of their path with a force they can't slow down. What they once defended is now collapsing. And what they once ignored is rising in their spirit like a voice they can no longer silence. Their heart is guiding them back to the one connection they can't bury, forget, or replace, no matter how hard they tried to hide it behind another woman. Amen. For 44, There is a powerful energy around you now, wrapping your spirit in a warmth that comes from divine confirmation of everything you felt but never received proof for. The truth is standing behind you like a shadow ready to merge with your steps, making every part of your journey clearer with each passing moment. You are not imagining the shift. You are standing in the early moments of a transformation that was always promised to your spirit. Archangel Michael says, "The wrong woman who held on to your person's attention was never meant to stay because her presence was built on unstable ground that couldn't support the weight of destiny. Everything she used to create distance between you and them is falling apart, slipping through her fingers. No matter how tightly she tries to hold on, her role in their story has reached its final page. And now the universe is guiding her out of their life with a precision she cannot fight. Your person sees her differently now, not with admiration or desire, but with a clarity that reveals how much energy they wasted trying to make something work that was never aligned with them. They feel a loss inside themselves, not because she left, but because they stayed longer than they should have, ignoring the truth that whispered your name in every quiet moment. Their soul is calling them back to what brings them life, not confusion. And that direction leads them straight to you. Every emotion they avoided is rising now, stronger than before, pulling them into the reflection they ran from while trying to escape themselves. Their heart is unlocking its truth in fragments, each piece pointing back to the moments with you that felt effortless and real. They cannot deny this call because it comes from the part of them that remembers love without fear, without chaos, without pretense. You are entering a timeline where everything that was taken from you is returning with twice the clarity and 10 times the meaning. Their eyes are finally opening to the illusion they were trapped in. And the universe is guiding them toward the love that never betrayed them, never manipulated them, never tried to control them. This is your moment of alignment where everything that was broken begins to piece itself back together with quiet power. Amen. 555. Their decision to let go of the wrong woman was not easy, but it was inevitable because destiny can only be delayed, never destroyed. The connection that held them there has dissolved into dust, leaving no emotional thread strong enough to keep them tied in place. They walk away now not with confusion but with the clarity that comes from finally understanding the difference between temporary attachment and soul truth. The energy around them is shifting fast and the universe is pushing them into a space where they must confront what they ran from inside your connection. They feel the pull toward you like gravity, a force that reminds them of the peace they lost while trying to play a role that never belonged to them. The truth of who you are to them rises like a heartbeat they can no longer silence. Something huge is aligning for you now. Something that will unfold slowly. Then suddenly with a precision that feels like destiny returning to claim its place. You are stepping into a moment where every wrong turn leads them right back into your path with the timing only fate can create. This is your season of return, restoration, and realization. Amen. 666. Their spirit feels lighter now that they have finally cut ties with the woman who drained their energy, leaving them unable to recognize their own reflection. They walk forward with the awareness that they betrayed themselves far longer than they ever betrayed you. And this truth hits them with a force they can't ignore. What they lost with her is nothing compared to what they're realizing they almost lost with you. And this realization is reshaping their entire emotional world. What once seemed stable in their life with the wrong woman has now crumbled into silence, exposing the cracks they tried to hide behind forced smiles and empty promises. They feel the aftermath of a connection that was built on false hope. And the universe is forcing them to acknowledge the weight they carried while pretending everything was fine. Now, standing in the ashes of that illusion, they finally understand why their heart never felt at home there. You are becoming the lighthouse in their darkness. The one place that calls them back with a warmth that reminds them of who they used to be before fear stole their clarity. They feel your presence even when you're not speaking. And this presence calms the chaos that followed them after letting go of the wrong woman. Their heart pulls them toward the connection that carries truth, not pretense. And they feel this pull growing stronger every day. This moment marks the beginning of a divine unraveling where every step they take away from the wrong woman becomes a step closer to the love they never should have doubted. The past is shedding itself from their spirit, leaving only the truth that guides them back toward what was always meant for them. And in this shift, your energy rises like a beacon calling them home. Amen. 777, Archangel Michael says, the chains that kept your special person tied to the wrong woman were never forged from love, but from fear. And fear can no longer lead their decisions. They spent too long trying to convince themselves that the connection with her meant something it never truly did. And now the illusion has dissolved completely. They are waking up to the truth with a clarity that brings both relief and regret. Their steps feel unsteady, but their spirit feels lighter. As if a heavy burden they carried for too long finally fell away. Their heart no longer feels suffocated by forced loyalty or emotional manipulation. And this sudden freedom opens a doorway back to everything that once made them feel alive. They are beginning to see how deeply they betrayed their own soul by staying in a place that dimmed their light. The universe is now guiding them toward a path where truth replaces confusion and authenticity replaces fear. Every day they feel more certain that walking away from the wrong woman was the first step toward rebuilding what they lost within themselves. And as their inner world begins to settle, the clarity of what you mean to them grows sharper than ever. You are the peace they couldn't find with her, the stability they couldn't create in that chaotic space. And the love that their heart refuses to bury no matter how hard they tried. Their spirit drifts toward you even in moments when they try to suppress the truth because what exists between you is rooted in destiny, not illusion. This is why they cannot forget you, because their soul remembers what their mind tried to deny. Amen. 888. They see now how deeply the wrong woman impacted their energy, draining their strength and leaving them emotionally exhausted. Every interaction with her felt like a battle they couldn't win. A struggle to protect their spirit from being chipped away piece by piece. In contrast, every memory of you soothes the wounds she caused, reminding them of what real love feels like. Your energy is the calm after their storm. The quiet truth that rises in their chest when everything else feels loud and overwhelming. They hold on to the thought of you like a lifeline. something that keeps them steady as they rebuild the parts of themselves that were broken while they were trapped in the wrong connection. You have become the reminder that not every bond drains, not every love harms, and not every connection is meant to disappear. Their heart is awakening to what they truly desire, and that desire leads them straight to you with every passing hour. They feel the difference between the forced affection with the wrong woman and the natural, effortless flow of love they felt with you. That contrast grows sharper with every silent moment they spend alone, processing everything they ignored for far too long. Now their spirit trembles with a mixture of regret for staying so long in the wrong place and gratitude for the chance to reclaim what they lost. The pull toward you strengthens, becoming an undeniable force guiding them back toward where their heart has always belonged. This return will not be accidental. It will be deliberate, intentional, and deeply emotional. Amen. 999. They are beginning to understand that choosing the wrong woman wasn't just a romantic mistake. It was a spiritual detour that stole valuable time and clarity from them. They allowed themselves to be wrapped in illusions, forgetting the truth their soul whispered in the background. Now those whispers have turned into a roar, pushing them toward the connection they should have nurtured from the start. Every day they reflect on the difference between the love they felt with you and the confusion they experienced with her. These reflections open their heart in ways they didn't expect, revealing the depth of emotion they buried while trying to convince themselves that they made the right choice. That inner conflict has finally ended, replaced by a sharp truth that demands to be honored. Your presence in their life has become a quiet transformation, shaping their decisions. Even when you're not physically there, they carry your energy with them, feeling it in the spaces between their thoughts, guiding them toward the emotional maturity they lacked before. You have become the reminder of the love they want to rebuild, not just revisit. The universe now moves pieces around them with divine precision, aligning events that lead them closer to reconnection with you. Nothing is random in this moment. Everything is guided. Everything is intentional. Everything is preparing the path for a new beginning. Their spirit is aligning with their heart. And their heart is aligning with you. Amen. 111. You have become the one soul they cannot forget, the one connection they compare everything else to without even realizing it. Even during the moments when they tried to push the thought of you away, your memory only grew stronger, weaving itself into everything they felt. The wrong woman could never reach the depth they shared with you. And now they finally understand why. Every memory of you feels like a promise they failed to honor, a moment they didn't protect, a truth they walked away from before they were ready. That regret grows heavier as the silence between you stretches, reminding them of the choices they made while blinded by fear and confusion. But this regret is also what fuels their desire to return with more clarity than they ever had before. Your love holds a purity that nothing in their past connection could replicate. A softness that still lingers in their spirit despite the distance. You are the only person whose presence brought peace to their restless mind. And now that peace is something they crave more than anything else. They are beginning to understand that love isn't supposed to hurt, drain, or confuse. It's supposed to guide, comfort, and strengthen. This is why their heart is moving toward you with such intensity right now, because their spirit remembers the truth that their mind tried to bury. They are being pulled out of the chaos the wrong woman created and into the clarity that only your love provides. This shift is divine, powerful, and unstoppable. Amen. 1212. Their energy is shifting in a way they cannot hide anymore, revealing their true feelings with every silent moment spent away from the wrong woman. The chaos that once surrounded them is settling, as if the universe itself is clearing a pathway for them to return to the truth they abandoned. They now understand that walking away from her was not a loss. It was liberation. The weight they carried in that connection is finally lifting, giving them space to breathe, think, and feel clearly again. For the first time in a long while, their emotions aren't fighting against themselves. And this inner peace is guiding them back toward everything they once took for granted. Their heart, once clouded by confusion, is now aligned with the truth that points directly to you. You are becoming the anchor in their emotional storm. The one presence that gives them a sense of stability they couldn't find anywhere else. Even in silence, your energy comforts them more than the wrong woman ever could during the entire time she was beside them. This clarity grows stronger each day, turning their regrets into motivation to rebuild what they broke. Amen. 1313. Their return is not based on impulse. It is born from understanding, reflection, and the realization of everything they lost while trying to hold on to the wrong person. The connection with her drained their spirit, leaving them emotionally empty and spiritually disconnected from themselves. But the memory of you feeds their heart like a soft flame, reminding them of their truest self. Each step they take forward now is guided by a force greater than fear, greater than guilt, greater than ego. It is the force of destiny pulling them back to the love they should have protected. They feel a deep desire to rewrite the moments they destroyed, to replace the silence with healing words, to repair the spaces where their absence hurt you. This desire grows stronger with every passing day, and they can no longer deny it. Your energy has become the place where their soul feels safe, even though you haven't spoken in a long time. This sense of safety comes from the truth that their spirit recognizes that with you, their heart never had to pretend, hide, or fight for peace. They are beginning to understand the rarity of this kind of connection. The universe is now guiding them with signs, dreams, thoughts, and sudden emotional waves that lead them directly back to you. These signs appear because your energies are aligning again, pulling them toward the chapter that was always meant to reopen. This moment is not a coincidence. It is a divine recalibration of destiny. Amen. 1414. Their heart is now free from the false narratives they once believed while trapped in that empty connection. They see clearly how the wrong woman manipulated their feelings, isolating them from the love that genuinely nourished their soul. The illusion she created was powerful, but it could never overpower the truth of what they feel for you. Every time they think about you now, there is a quiet ache in their chest, a mix of longing and realization that they walked away from something irreplaceable. This ache pushes them inward, forcing them to confront the emotions they hid beneath layers of excuses and fear. These emotions rise now with intensity, reminding them that real love never disappears. It waits. Your presence in their memories fills them with warmth that spreads through their spirit like a reminder of the person they want to become. You represent the version of themselves they lost while entangled with the wrong woman. And now they want to rediscover that version again through reconnecting with you. Their heart knows that the future they want cannot exist without your energy in it. Everything they lost with her. Trust, peace, clarity. They want to rebuild with you in a healthier, more intentional, more emotionally mature way. Their spirit longs to show you the person they are becoming now that the weight of that wrong connection has fallen away. They are preparing for the moment when paths cross again, not by chance but by divine timing. Amen. 1515. As their clarity expands, so does their understanding of how deeply they hurt themselves by choosing someone who could not hold their heart properly. They see how much of themselves they sacrificed trying to keep that relationship alive, even though it was draining them more than it was giving. This self-awareness brings a new depth to their journey. A depth that leads them back to the one person who always saw their value. You are the reminder of the love they took for granted. The love they didn't protect because they didn't understand its spiritual significance at the time. Now with the wrong woman gone, they are rediscovering what love is supposed to feel like. Clean, steady, supportive, peaceful. You represent that peace and their soul is moving toward you with every heartbeat. Their emotions are shifting from confusion to determination as they accept the truth that they can no longer run from. The energy of regret pushes them to confront the silence between you. And the energy of hope pushes them to imagine what healing with you would feel like. They are beginning to trust their heart again after ignoring it for so long. The divine timing of this reconnection is becoming impossible for them to ignore as everything around them points back to you, your name, your energy, your presence in their dreams and thoughts. This alignment is not temporary. It is the beginning of an emotional awakening that will guide them straight into your arms when the moment is right. Amen. 1616. Your person is shedding layers of emotional heaviness that kept them blind to their own truth while they were with her. With each layer that falls away, they feel lighter. More aware, more connected to the part of themselves that recognizes your love as home. This emotional clarity is rewriting the story they once believed about their past. They now understand that the wrong woman was placed on their path not to stay, but to teach them what love is not. So they could finally appreciate what love truly is. That experience, though painful, is shaping them into someone capable of loving you with more depth than before. They needed this awakening, even though it broke them in the process. Your energy is guiding them like a quiet compass, pulling their emotions into alignment with their spiritual truth. This pull is not something they can ignore, no matter how much they try to distract themselves from it. Their heart keeps returning to you again and again, as if your soul has been whispering to theirs all along. This moment marks the beginning of a powerful turning point where their decisions will start reflecting the truth of what they feel instead of the fear they used to obey. The divine realm is removing every block, every illusion, every distraction that once stood between you and them. This clearing is happening to prepare the way for your reconnection. Amen. 1717. Their heart feels like it is breaking open, not from pain, but from the overwhelming realization of how much they suppressed while trying to make the wrong relationship work. They see now how much emotional harm they caused themselves by ignoring the connection that held their soul together. This understanding creates a softness within them, a vulnerability that brings them closer to the truth. Every memory of you becomes more vivid, more meaningful, more emotionally charged as their soul heals from everything the wrong woman put them through. Your voice echoes through their thoughts like a melody they want to hear again. One that brings them peace they haven't felt in a long time. This peace is the proof their spirit needed. Their longing for you is no longer something they suppress. It has transformed into a desire they cannot deny. They want to reconnect, rebuild, and return with a strength they never had before because now they understand the value of what they lost. You have become their emotional destination. The universe is aligning your timelines, bringing your energies closer with each moment, guiding their heart back to the connection it abandoned. This alignment is the beginning of their emotional rebirth. And every step they take now leads them closer to the moment where their truth will be spoken. Amen. 1818.